Good morning, everyone. This is BizChicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today we are here with Terry Johnson online everywhere, and we are so excited to have her in the house. We just want you to get ready because this is our social media strategist. She's going to tell us how to use social media to do business better, to live our lives better.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't have your pencil and paper, you best go get it. Run get it because she's going to be dropping nuggets all morning long. Terry, how are you?
I'm good. How is everybody out there? I hope they're excited to chat this week as I am, as we are.
All
Very
is well.
excited.
I just want you guys to know that she is here all the way from New York City. Terry Johnson online everywhere is in the house. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Now I'm so glad to hear you're doing well.
Yep, things are good here. The weather is warming up. We're in a warming spell on the East
Okay.
Coast, so
What's that
no
mean?
more
40?
colds.
What
That
does
no
that mean?
no, it's like right now it's 54, which to us is warm.
Okay.
Other places, 54 is not warm, but in New York, 54 is warm. There will be people outside with flip flops and shorts on.
All right. Well, I have to
They
remember
will.
to guys.
They will. It's quite warm. So, yeah. So we welcome it, and I think spring is around the corner. So it's time. We are emerging out of this cocoon of winter. So we're going to emerge out of the cocoon of, okay, let's talk about social media marketing and digital marketing for business owners. And I stress business owners because that is a different track from the normal or the general advice you hear online. Because here we talk about what it takes for you to run your business online using marketing
Mhm.
tactics for business owners, because that's a whole different ball of wax. We're today topic is engagement is the key,
Okay.
and we've been talking about creating content, how to create content to engage your audience, how to we've been talking about epic content. You can't make regular content, you have to make epic content. I know that sounds like a lot of work, but this is where we are now
Mm.
in social media world online. You cannot just post things and then just general things and you don't get the engagement that you want. Now, why is engagement important? Because that's an indicator that your content, your message, and remember, your content is it should be your message that is resonating with your target audience. Why do you want to resonate with your target audience? Because that is the pool of people that you're going to pull into the customer journey of buying from your business. That's how you get
Mhm.
sales. Your content, we talked about it in terms of fishing. It is your content is the bait that attracts the right audience, and then you're going to nurture that relationship, because it should be a
Mhm.
relationship, because you don't want to do one and done sale. You want them to become an engaged customer. You want them to buy
Yes.
from you. You want them to talk about you, and you want them to bring others to your business, right? So we want to do that.
Correct.
So that's why engagement is the key. So I said engagement is the key because it is. You can make content, but and I've been making this reference that you make content that just lays there like a dead fish. It's just
Yes.
just on the
Mhm.
table doing nothing, and it's stinking up the place. But I
Mhm.
made the content. No, you can't just make content. It has to be epic content. It has to be content that connects, content that brings forth a message, content that builds your trust. Because that's
Mhm.
how you get people to buy from you. They have to know, like, and trust you. You hear that all the time. They have to know you. That's the content. That's the part of being online. They have to trust you. They have to trust that your message is the right one for them. And then, they buy from you. That's how it happens. So I see a lot of confusion as to, well, I'm running ads and I'm spending thousands of dollars and I'm not getting anything. Well, there's a
Mhm.
disconnect there, because when you run ads, and you can spend thousands, but you can spend hundreds, you can spend tens.
Mm-hmm.
For Facebook, I'm talking about Facebook ads. You don't have to break the bank. I mean, there are people out there that do spend a lot of money on the ads. But the thing is that if your content's not working, there's a disconnect. So you got to
Okay.
figure out where it is, and how you figure it out is your engagement. What is going on? Are there likes? Which is, I put likes as the bottom of the barrel as far as engagement. Likes are, you can get a like.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, put a post up, you can get a couple of likes. But
Yes.
does that help the customer journey? Does that make that person become a customer? A like? No, right? That's just an indicator that they like what you posted that day. Are they coming back tomorrow? They might not. So likes on the bottom. So next,
Mm-hmm.
your engagement, you have the share level. Now shares a little bit better. Share
Okay.
me share me that they connect with your message and they feel like they can share it, and it displays something about them because they're showing it to their followers, which are their friends and their family members.
Yes.
Right? So you get a share, that's better because that's part of the liking.
Mm.
Uh
Okay.
so next is, I say, the comments. Comments are, they're liking it. They may or may not share it, but they've engaged with it in a fashion to where they want to respond. Now there are negative comments. That's still engagement. It may be
Mm.
troll comments, but it's still engagement. Those kind of things you want to, remove. I always say remove. A lot of people get upset over a negative comment, or especially when they're doing a live, like we're doing a live. Oh, somebody comes in the comment section and says something. Well, guess what? You're in control. You're the Captain Kirk of this. Star Trek. Remember Captain Kirk? He's the captain
Yes.
of the ship. So guess what? You don't like that comment? Delete, ban, remove. There's all kind, depending on the platform you're on. There are so many tools that allow you to remove that person. So yes, it is a little distracting when we're in a positive mood and we're talking about something that information that people need to know, and here comes somebody disrupting upsetting the apple cart.
Yes.
Get rid of them.
Oh
Ignore
my
them.
goodness.
Yeah, ignore them and get rid of them.
And you find this from time to time. I find it very annoying when people are off subject, or they come in, they want to do their own thing, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, but they can do their own thing. They're cowards. They don't want to. That's fear. That's fear.
Mhm.
They come on and they disrupt what your flow of what you're doing because they're afraid, because they're mad that you're doing it, because they want to do it. And guess what? This is the beauty of, we're in a time right now with technology. Yes, it's flying fast and furious, and the new
Yes, it
phones and the
is.
new this and the new that. But everybody has access to a device that allows them to go online or create a message that will resonate and reach people in a positive way. Now we got the negative. I'm not saying everything's lollipops and rainbows, but
Hmm.
I ignore that negative stuff. You have to, or it's going to destroy you and your purpose of what you
Hmm.
have to do.
It's going to distract you and take you down a rabbit hole. Gotcha.
Yes, I'm not saying that it's disturbing. Yes. Now if you're talking about, hate speech and really nasty negative comments about you as a person, racially, culturally, whatever, that should be reported. Most
Mm-hmm.
definitely. You should report all the negativity. Report it all. That's the only way to kind of to gather it and push it back, because the platform that you're on needs to know that there's a disruptor, that somebody's coming in to be mean and nasty. But you
Okay.
as a person, you got to say, listen, why am I here? I'm here to give a message. There's going to be one or two negative people, hopefully.
Yes.
And you got tools to get rid of them. Now, if you're not live, if you just say you put a post up on Facebook and Instagram, you can turn the comments off everywhere. You don't have to accept comments. You can
Mm.
say, listen, I'm putting out some positive information. I'm putting out information that people need to know about me, my business, or this industry I'm in. So this
Mhm.
this post, I'm turning off the comments because it may bring some negativity because it's controversial that, what are some topics today are controversial? I'm trying to think. But there's a couple where, I've seen people put in the caption, I'm turning off the comments because this subject is polarizing, but we need to talk about it in the subject.
Mm.
Why? Because this is my profile and I get to control it. I get to control how you respond to it. Now, if you know you're going to get positive stuff, I would say leave the comments on. Why? Because comments let you know what your audience is thinking. Otherwise, it's just you with a megaphone online.
Mm.
You just broadcasting and talking and da 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 da. Look at the comments and see what the feedback is for, and that will tell you if you're on the right track. If they have questions or comments, well,
Mhm.
they do have comments, but if they have question about what you're talking about, if they're confused, not confused, or if they need something further from you, all of that will be in the comments. So that's why I say engagement is the key to business growth,
Mhm.
especially when you're using social media to promote your business and to bring in sales. We're talking about revenue marketing. We want money in our business bank account. That's why we're on social. That's why I'm on social media. That's why
Yes.
you're on social media as a business
Mhm.
owner. You want to increase the reach of your message, promote your business in a non-promotional way. You want to share and you want to build a community of people who like your business. It's like being a Pied Piper. Come on over. And then now we're talking about taking people from social media to your own community, which is a big thing, is growing. I've seen it for the last 2 years. I even said it was called Periscope marketing because when you have a submarine and
Mhm.
they're below the surface
Surface.
level of the ocean, that you
Mhm.
can't see them. But there's a community, there's a big ship of people, thousands of people in this big nuclear thing, but you can't see them. But when
Mm.
they come up, what do? When they want to look above the surface, they have a periscope.
Periscope.
They
Mm.
don't
I'm
they
gonna look
don't
it
even
up.
come out of the water. They just come up to the surface where that periscope can come up and look around 360 and see what's in the neighborhood. So that's why I'm calling this. A lot of people are doing that. They're posting, general stuff on social media as
Mhm.
a bellwether, a buoy, a thing to come up and test the waters of what's going on, and can I bring more people below the surface? Not in a negative way. I'm just saying it's not public, to a community where we talk about like-minded things because we don't want the negativity, which is what Tony was just saying about people making negative comments and things like that. You want to go up, survey the surface, see who's available. Hey, come on over here. We got this community where we talk about X, Y, Z. No trolls because I control it. I'm Captain Kirk and I keep the negative people away. And then we get to talk about this thing positively in a positive manner with like-minded people, and we learn and we grow and everything's good. That's really what it is. So you want that engagement to do that. As a business owner, yes, it's more work. I got to build a community. Well, you don't have to. You don't have to build a community, but think about this: when the economy is bad, like it is now, like the inflation is they're saying it's the highest in 40, 50 years. That means that people are worried and afraid about their income and having money to spend on things. And they might want to spend with you, but it's like, well, I got to put gas in the car because now gas is so much more expensive, which means they're spending more of their money that could go to you for gas. So you need to build that community to saying, hey, it's okay. Come over here, still be a part of the community. And when things are better, income wise, if you get a raise or you get more money or something happens where your income level increases, they're in a community, your business community, and they remember you. Oh, I wanted to buy that thing from you, but I didn't have money at the time because I had to put gas in my car. See, that kind of thinking. So you putting in work, building a community, but once you build it, the work is over. It's like I always say, it's like building a house. You built the house. Do you build the house every day? No, you build the house once. You live in it, you decorate it, you change stuff around, but you build the house once. So this is, you build the community once. That's it. That's the work. That's the initial work. Hey, Dr. Tati's here. That's the initial work. So I mean, I see the hesitancy on business owners' minds because you're busy running the business. But what if you built something like this? You built the system, this community, that you built it in the beginning, and then guess what? It just grows. It's like starting a garden. Everybody wants to start a garden, but there's so much work involved, right? You've gotta turn the soil, you gotta put the seeds, you gotta fertilize, you gotta, so it's like, oh man, that is so much work. But guess what? Do you build the garden every day? No. No, you might replant some seeds or something different in a different season, but the hard work was done once. So that's what I mean when you're building a community as a business owner. The hard work is done once, and the technology we have today, it's not even that hard. You just, it's already set up for you. You just go and set it up, give it a title, and decide the, parameters of how people join, and then you go out and you spread the seeds. You go out and put your content. Hey, I've got this community where we talk about XYZ. Come on over. It's that easy. You put your content out and you put your call to action out, and you let the garden grow. I mean, that's a great analogy. Oh, you're muted. You're muted.
I'm sorry, I was coughing. I muted myself. Yeah, that is beautiful. I like that whole analogy. It makes it much clearer to me what's really going on, because you got groups over here and groups over there and this and that and it just seemed like it was constant. But what you're saying is once it's established, then all you have to do is communicate.
Right. Determine where you want your and I love that you said that there are so many places. That's the confusing part. Oh, thank you, Tracy Ann. Good morning. How are you? I love that. And again, as I talk about these things, the analogies come to me. I'm like, I didn't start out this morning saying, oh, it's like a garden. It just comes to me when I think about it, because growth is growth. Whether it's a garden or it's your business, growth is growth. What are the things you do to grow a garden? What are the things you, when you plant flowers, what are the things you do? Those are the same things you do online. The same thing. What's confusing to everybody out there, I'm going to tell you, I know, is that there's so many options. But what I'm saying is you don't have to be everywhere. Just pick one. Facebook has groups. Now you have to weigh the pros and cons of it. Facebook, the con is that you don't own it. So if Facebook goes down or they shut your group down, what can you do? Is there somebody to call? Hey, Facebook, you shut? No. Why? How do I know this? Because I've seen it over and over and over. So that might not be something attractive to you. So you could say, well, maybe I'll go to Mighty Network. That's another one where you pay. There's a Circle, was it Circle.co is what it is. This, you can even make your own. If you have your own website, you can make your own platform. You don't have to depend on Facebook groups or whatever. It's just that Facebook groups are easy. You just put the name in, type in the purpose, and tell people to come over. If you own a website and you especially if you're on WordPress, it's like being the architect. So if you don't want to be the architect, don't use WordPress. Use something else. That's why there's Mighty Networks or Circle.co. There's a few others. I'm trying to remember the name of. They're not coming. But it's based on how much work you want to put in, how much effort do you want to own it, and the rest is build it and entice them to come with your content. That's it. Don't get confused or overwhelmed by the choices. That's like, we always talk about Baskin Robbins 31 flavors. I go in there and I'm like, give me chocolate. After tasting all the flavors, give me chocolate. So a confused, and Carolina has said it before, a confused mind. What did you say?
A confused mind will not make a decision.
They won't. Why? That's human behavior. You know how people react. So on
Not only
always,
that,
mhm,
they're waiting to see, is there something else? Is there
yes,
something else?
yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. They're looking for the bigger, better deal. But you should know how to deal with that type of customer versus the ones that really need your help or what you have to offer. And really that's a strategy where you have two different types of things. That person, go ahead. Oh,
Tracy
no,
says the number one flavor is
it
chocolate.
is, Tracy, and it is. I mean, that's what I'm saying. You go into Baskin Robbins or Cold Stone Cream, whatever it is, they've
Mm-hmm.
got Dolce de Leche, and chocolate brownie cookie mint, and you're like, oh, that sounds good. Because this is the thing. People think if they throw in everything in the pot, that is good. The only way that works is if you make a gumbo. Other than that, it doesn't work.
Okay.
It that throwing everything in the pot because you're overwhelming the flavors and the senses of the dish that you're making, unless you
I'm
make
with,
it.
I'm with Dr. Tachi. She says, go with what you know.
Yes,
My grandmother used to say it's always quicker.
yes.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Go with what you know. So that's what I mean when we're talking about engagement is the key. Yes, content is the fuel for the car, but engagement is the key. The key that starts the
Mm-hmm.
car and you get to where you want to go, which is you've got revenue, sales, money in the bank
Thank.
for your for
Mm-hmm.
your for your business. And then Tati says sometimes simplicity is best. Yes, keep it simple. Especially when
Mm-hmm.
there's so many choices and then they sound so exotic and so there's it's got 15 ingredients in the ice cream. Maybe I don't want all that. Maybe I just want pistachio. If I want to get, crazy with it, pistachio, or here's another one I love, green tea ice cream. But I figured out all green tea ice cream is not the same.
Mm.
The best one that I like is in Chinatown. Because why?
Okay.
Because it's handmade fresh that day versus I think I tried not to down Baskin Robbins. I love them. But I think I tried their green tea and
Uh-huh.
it was puh.
Just you weren't
Tastes like
impressed.
it tastes like powder. It didn't taste like anything.
Uh,
So I mean that's just another one of the that's a selling point because with Baskin Robbins, I mean not Baskin Robbins, Haagen-Dazs or whatever, I get chocolate and vanilla because those flavors they do the best. The
they're
plain
consistent. You
Yeah.
know, Francine says, when you're marketing something, that's one thing. But make sure if you're selling cookies that the cookies taste good.
Yeah. The cookies have to taste good. What difference does it make if it's got all of these, it's got 3 or 4 things in it and it tastes horrible? No. So I mean that's a lesson that I learned because I'm like, I like green tea ice cream. And I'm thinking,
Mhm.
oh, it must taste like the one that I get from Chinatown because it's in my in the freezer. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm getting green tea ice. And I was like, this thing tastes horrible. Not to knock you Haagen-Dazs, but that's not your lane. Green
Mm.
tea ice cream is not your lane. Vanilla and chocolate and mint chocolate chip or something like that is your lane.
Go with what you know.
Yes, go with what you know. So when we're talking about engagement,
Hmm.
it's the key. It's the thing. You need the content to make this car run your business on social media, but getting that thing to really move and getting what you want is engagement. So you got to look at some of those things that we talked about. So and when we're going to talk about some more strategies in about 30 minutes if you join me over at terryjohnsononline.live or the BizChick page or the BizChick group. There is a post there with the link to follow. So we'll talk more about this. So yeah,
There you go.
Terry Johnson Online Live, BizChicks Facebook page and the BizChicks Facebook group. I usually forget to put the post there, but they're there today.
Good.
Today. And I think I didn't. I think the live it'll be ready in a few minutes with the link for you to go. So, come on over. We want to talk more about engagement. What you think
Mhm.
about it? We talked about the analogy of the garden and choices and taking people from being on social media and taking them to your community, which is a strategy you want to do because you got more control. There's more control. So there's lots of things we want to talk about that. So come on over and join me. Bring your comments, your questions, your thoughts, and we'll discuss it.
Mhm.
We'll talk about it.
Okay.
Go
I
ahead.
was trying to see if we could get that in a different view, but evidently not.
No.
Okay, an overlay just took over. So with that, I want to remind everybody that Terry will be back in 30 minutes on her channel and Terry Johnson Online at terryjohnson.live. You can find her. You can find her on the BizChicks Facebook group and also on the BizChicks Facebook page. With that, we want you to know that it's okay to be successful and go to the front of your own line. Now, if you're looking to be a part of the BizChicks community, simply text 33777, text biz to that number, and become a part of our community. We'd love to help you out and make it easier for you to run a successful business, a profitable business that's fun to run and take the hassle out of your hustle. With that, we want to thank Terry. She's here all the way from New York City, and we really appreciate you and all that you do. We want you guys to follow Terry. She's over there at Terry Johnson Online, and I'm going to put the meme up again so you can see it. TerryJohnsonOnline.live is where you can find her. And she's Terry Johnson Online everywhere. So with that, please follow her. We love you guys and we appreciate your time. Remember, go to the front of your own line. Have a great day, and
Bye,
we'll see
everybody.
you tomorrow. Bye-bye.